gamer friends, I'm Danielle.
And I'm Josiah.
And we are ready to roll.
Let's talk about Marvel Champions 5 years later.
So we have a little bit of history with Marvel Champions. We purchased it right after it came out.
Yep.
And we played it with 4 because it said 2 to 4 players.
It did.
And so we played Marvel Champions with 4 and it was so slow.
Yeah.
It was like this slog of a game because we were trying to learn how to play it and we were playing with 4 players.
It was pretty much unplayable
Yes.
at that time with that player count.
Yes. We have never, at that point, we'd never played any other like CCG, which is a collectible card game. And we'd never done anything like that. So we didn't have that background going into it. We just thought, oh, this looks like a fun Marvel game.
And we were into Marvel.
Yes. And so we decided, let's try this out. Now, we didn't know how to construct a deck.
Right.
We didn't know anything about anything really when it came to that.
Yeah, we were diving into the deep end.
So that was our initial response. So actually we ended up putting it on the shelf and it stayed there for a while. And then I don't know why.
We ran across a video.
Is that what it was?
Yes. Some content creator, I don't even remember who it was, said that this is best played at 2.
Yes.
And above 2, it's not very good.
Yeah. Okay. So that was the catalyst.
That was the catalyst. Hey, let's get it back out.
It again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's table it again.
So we did that. We loved it. It was like a completely different experience. So for 1, it was only a 2-player. It was just the 2 of us.
Yep.
For 2, we figured out how to play the game. Yep. Really.
Because we sat down and we were like, okay, we're going to play this a few times through, and so that we can really understand the game, how to play it. It was amazing.
Yeah, then it was really, really fun. And so here we are 5 years after that first experience that we had. We just thought, hey, let's just talk about it and see what we like and don't like about the game. And maybe you guys have some insight as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So I came up with some questions. So I'm going to ask them and maybe we can answer them together.
Sounds good.
The first is, what's your favorite characters to play in Marvel Champions?
My most favorite character to play is Doctor Strange. I love the mechanic of the side deck that you get to, with his arcane cards that you get to utilize at any point in time that you want to. You just have to pay the cost, and they're really strong. I feel really powerful when I play Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
And that is an amazing feeling to me.
Yeah. I feel like they make Doctor Strange pretty strong in most games that represent him. Yeah. So, yeah, I can see that.
Because he's a wizard and he's awesome.
That's true. Okay, so Doctor Strange is your favorite?
Yeah, what about you?
I like playing Venom because I kind of like he's not a hero and he's basically an anti-hero,
He's an anti-hero, yes.
So, I don't know, I kind of like that aspect, but he's played as a hero. So, I like playing Venom. I actually really like Star-Lord, and Star-Lord doesn't get any credit, but I think it's because he's really hard to play and do well, I think, with Star-Lord.
He's chaotic.
Yeah, he's a little chaotic, but that makes so much thematic sense that I love it.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Yeah, I also love playing Iron Man.
Yeah, Iron Man's good.
The suiting up, the adding of the attachments of the different pieces of armor. Super cool to me. I love upgrading, and he's an upgrade specialist in this game. He's really fun for me to play.
I think Spider-Man's a good character because he's like a good one to start with, especially if you're not familiar with Marvel Champions. I feel like Spider-Man is just like solid, and so that one's a fun one to me. Yeah,
and then I also put Thor, and Thor to me is not super powerful in a lot of situations, but in one situation he is the best in the game that I've played so far, and that is minion control.
Yes.
So if you're playing a villain that puts a lot of minions on the board, he is really strong because he can pull minions to him. He can fight other minions in other play areas, and he's really fun in that way. To sort of you get to do AoE damage to several minions at the same time, and it's really fun.
So the next question is, does the game hold up? 5 years later, does it hold up? I would say yes, it does hold up, because it's one of my favorite games of all time. Now, I don't know what it would fall on my list. Maybe when we do our like top 50 games of all time,
Yeah.
I'll know exactly where it kind of ranks. But I do love it a lot. And so I would say absolutely it holds up.
Yeah.
How do you feel about it? You might feel a little bit
No,
different.
I would say it does hold up. It's better as a lifestyle game.
Okay, so that was going to be one of my questions later is do you think it could be a casual game or a lifestyle game?
I think it's for sure a lifestyle game. Getting it out every great once in a while and playing through, once or twice is, I think, difficult because you have to sort of relearn how to optimize your character and how to get the most out of your character. And so I just think if you can play it several times in a row at least, then it's really good.
Okay.
Or if you can play it somewhat consistently, then it's really good. If you're playing it once every 6 months, to me it's a little clunky to jump back into it.
I can understand that. Yeah, I can see that. Which character would you like to play? Because there is a lot of content out there, and so which character do you want to play that maybe we haven't played yet?
So I have a list of like 10 or 12 that I've narrowed down to like 5.
Oh, okay.
For the purpose.
I only had one, so let's talk about yours.
All right. One of the characters that I want to play is SPDR. It looks really cool. I think it's one of those that would make me feel a lot really powerful in the game. And so I really want to play that one. Wolverine is another one that I really want to play.
I think I would want to play Wolverine too.
Yeah.
I didn't think about Wolverine.
I don't know anything about his deck, but just the nostalgia factor for me being an X-Men guy and a Wolverine fan, like that's definitely one I would want to play.
Okay.
What about you? What's yours?
Mine that I thought of was Scarlet Witch, probably for the same reason as Doctor Strange. Like she has a lot of powers and I haven't been able to play her yet. So I think Scarlet Witch would be my number one choice, the one that I want.
I'm interested in how they represent the reality warping that her character does in that game.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
I think they've done really, really well with theme throughout.
Yeah.
Like I feel like as I play that character, I'm like, oh, I see why they did this. Mechanically, I can see
maintaining the integrity of the character.
Yeah, I actually think it's quite impressive with that many characters that they can do that.
Yeah, so, for sure. Another one I wanted to play is Ant-Man.
Oh, I haven't played Ant-Man either. That would
love
be fun.
Ant-Man. And again, the curiosity of how are they going to incorporate this mechanic of big and small and changing size, and I think it would be, and Wasp for the same reason.
Yeah, Wasp.
Yeah. And then the last one I had was Captain America.
Oh yeah, because we haven't played. He was one of the first decks that came out, and we never got him. And then it was sold out, I think, everywhere when I tried to find him.
Right.
And so we just never played Captain America.
Yeah. And not that I think that his deck will be anything super special. It just, I just think I like Captain America, and I want to see what it's like.
Yes. Okay, so what do you think about the amount of content that comes out every year?
I haven't kept up with like how much comes out every year.
Right.
But because it's an older game,
right,
we're coming into all of the content sort of later. It feels like there's a ton of content for it.
There is.
I would say, I mean, there's tons of content for you to play, tons of replayability. I mean, I think there's no shortage of content for the game.
I sometimes think that like if you aren't careful, you could get overwhelmed by how much content comes out.
That's true.
So I think it's like if this is a game that you're wanting to just like dive into and play, and maybe you don't play like a ton of board games, then I could see getting really into it, wanting all the content, because people will spend so much money building up all these decks and stuff. So, but for us, I think that, if we play some here and there, that's enough for me. I don't feel like I need to own every bit of Marvel Champions.
Right. Yeah, no, I agree with that.
Yeah. We kind of talked about the theme. Compare it to Magic the Gathering. Now that we've been playing Magic the Gathering a little bit, let's do some comparison.
I like both of them a lot. My metric for determining the answer for this question is which one could I play more of? And the answer for me is Magic. the way that it works, the mechanisms, the way that deck building works in Magic is a little bit more in my wheelhouse of things that I like. I love Marvel Champions, and it's a close battle for me.
Okay.
But I would probably say I would prefer Magic, but not by much.
Okay. So I'm the opposite of that. I would prefer Marvel Champions over Magic. No Magic, get the Gathering people hating on me.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's simpler to understand, especially when you're coming into it late. Because I feel like we're able to come into any of the content late and understand it. Now Magic, it was nice to have somebody that knew what was going on to help us like walk through the game, but there's so many keywords. I just feel like we're so behind in understanding it that does lower it on the list for me. Now that doesn't mean that I didn't enjoy it. I absolutely enjoyed playing Magic. Right. It's just I love Marvel Champions a lot more than Magic.
Yeah, and I would say that there is a fairly significant barrier to entry for both.
Yeah, I would too. If you've never done anything like that before, I think there is.
Yeah, and they're different barriers to entry.
Sure.
So with Magic, it's the keyword issue, and then with Marvel Champions, it's how everything works together. To me, that is the harder barrier to entry.
Okay. Maybe because it's cooperative, I don't see that as much. Like, because you're working together against a villain, single villain and its minions, so maybe that's why it's like you're working together, and Magic is obviously competitive, and so maybe that's where I feel like it's easier the other way. What about other deck constructing games? There's like, we've played Lord of the Rings, we have that one.
I would say Marvel Champions is pretty significantly better to me than Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. Now we haven't played the revised edition, like they just came out and remade the card game, but I don't know if it's that much different.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I think it probably still has the same mechanics and things. And I love the theme of Lord of the Rings more than Marvel, but I love Marvel Champions more than Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, it's a better game.
Yeah.
It's a better game.
We are soon going to be playing Star Wars Unlimited. I ordered it. We haven't gotten it yet.
Oh, excited about that.
And so we get to see like what the difference is there.
Yeah.
If it is better or worse, or how do we feel about
but
it?
We've never played Lorcana. We've never played Lorcana or Arkham Horror.
No, I think Arkham Horror I think we would enjoy it, but I just haven't really wanted to dive into it yet. And then Lorcana, I love the idea of like the Disney theme, but I've heard a lot of people say that it's not as good mechanically as a lot of these other games, and so that makes me hesitant to like spend money on it, especially since we have these other games that fit in that same category. I don't feel like I need anything else. So I was just gonna finish on, could this be a casual game or a lifestyle game? And I think you've pretty much answered that.
Well, that's my opinion. What's yours?
My opinion is it can be a casual game. I understand that you would want to play it a little bit more frequently, and I get that. See, I feel like it's a game that we can play multiple times a year and still get a really good game out of it. I don't feel like if we go 6 months not playing it, that it's that hard to get back into it. So
if we can play through it a few times.
Yes. Yeah,
I would agree with that.
I do love that they have, these like campaigns. So you go through these different battles. You have to have like, you fight 5 different enemies or something in one little campaign box. And I really enjoy that. So if we could go through a whole campaign box for the year, that would be awesome. I'd be perfectly happy with that.
We are trying to go through Thanos Mad Titan.
Yeah, campaign. The Mad Titan, yes.
And it is so hard.
We haven't beat Thanos yet.
He is really hard.
We've got to be doing something wrong.
Yeah, we'll keep whacking at him, but...
All right, so overall rating for Marvel Champions. So we're doing it tier break style, right? So S tier is like it can't get better. This is like up there, perfect game for us.
Yeah.
A is great, great game. B, good game. C, okay. D,
meh.
And F, I never want to touch that game again.
Yeah.
Okay, so tier ranking, Marvel Champions. What's your rank?
I'm giving this game a strong A plus. If I'm playing the right character. If I'm playing the wrong character, it's a B for me.
That's fair.
But it is a great game if I have the right character for the situation in front of me. And the right character, that doesn't mean that it's like this one character can only be in this one situation. It's like
No.
like for instance, Iron Man, Doctor Strange. Those are great characters for me in most situations. And so when I'm playing those two, it's a very strong A for me.
Yeah, my ranking is also an A. It is up there. Like I said, it's one of my favorite games of all time. I love going through the scenarios of a campaign. And so for me, very strong A.
Nice.
Definitely. I'm glad we agree on that.
Yeah, me too.
If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe.
And tell us down below in the comments, what are your favorite characters or unfavorite characters? What is your ranking for the game? We'd love to hear about it.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.